Yeah.
my goodness me.
Yeah, traffic was horrendous, so it was like, oh my god, because there's roadworks, so you sat for like 50 years in traffic, and it's like, no.
I know.
Right, you can hear me properly, can't you?
I can.
That's fine. Right, I don't know if I've done you a reading before, I'm not sure. I don't know if you know how I work. I give you basically what I get.
Yeah, that'd be
Is
brilliant.
that okay? Right, I've got a female, but I'm unsure who she is at the minute. Is mum here or up there?
She's here. Mum's here.
So it's mum's mum
Right.
that I've got. That's fine. I just couldn't work it out. That was all it was. Right. She's telling me you haven't been 100% lately. I feel
Yeah.
like there's something going on with you at the minute. I know there's a bit of physical health as well, but there's also a bit of, I don't want to use the word depression because I think that's very generic when you do readings in that sense, and it can mean a lot, can depression, can't it? Different reasons for it.
Yeah.
But I feel with you, I feel it's more like Groundhog Day,
Yeah.
and it gets you down. So I don't think it's the depression side of it that's getting you. I think it's just the same stuff, different day. And
Yeah.
it's starting to play on you a bit because she's making me aware of it. Right. Do you understand who... Give me that name again, because you said it and then turn round. God almighty. It's gonna be one of them days, I'm telling you. Like, come a bit closer and give me the name. It's like a G name. G. Like, it... Jean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right, I
Yeah.
need to give you that name because she's acknowledging this name. I don't know if it's her or not. I just need to give you that name. Right. Do you have a son?
Yeah.
Because she's drawn me to a male on Earth plane. I didn't know if it was your son or a nephew or what, but she's drawn me to a male on the Earth plane who's connected to you. I feel like I want to stand to attention. Does that make sense? It's like I want to salute. Does that... that's what she's making me feel like. But I also feel like there's a male with her. The male's stepping in now, I've said that, and he's proud that there's an army link. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, that's fine, because I have to give you it. As soon as this male was brought up, it was like I was going like this. I can't do it. I could never do it, me. I'd be all over. But yeah. But yeah, there's a male.
Very good.
There's a male with that, and he's proud of the army link because I presume he was in the army at one stage in his youth. So it's like it's been continued. But I don't know why, but I feel there's two of them.
Yeah,
With
that's
the
right.
army link, I feel like there's two of them. So I have to give you that. Now, one of your children, just give me a yes or a no because I need to get where I'm going with this. One of your children, have they passed their driving test?
Yes and no.
Right, the reason I'm asking is because I feel like I want to give one of your children a driving licence.
Oh, that'd be good.
So I'm hoping that my presumption of this is right and that they're thinking of either doing lessons or taking the test, and it's like an encouragement. But then there's also the thing that I want to say, do I have to give them the licence back because they've lost it? But I feel like there's something to do with I need to give them a driving licence. So I feel like there's maybe lessons or something coming up. It's just an acknowledgement that spirit listens to you, really. I can't work out what this male is, his name or anything as yet, because obviously sometimes I get names, sometimes I don't, Karen. It's just the way that I do it. But I I just want to acknowledge his stupid hat.
All right.
I feel like he was a bloke who had a hat, but he'd make people laugh, or he'd make children laugh because he'd put it on wrong, and he'd look and it'd look daft. And I feel like he used to make people laugh with this, so I have to give it. I don't know if you can make sense of that, but I need to give it. Okay. Right. Oh, bless you. Grandma's saying her knees are all right now. They're not hurting her anymore. So I have to say that, and that, you know, she's quite happy about this. So I don't know if she had a lot of issues with her mobility or something, but I feel like her knees are all right now. So I have to give you that. Her knees are okay. They're working now. Bless her. Right. Now, Grandma's acknowledging your mum. She's coming round your mum. And I feel like mum, again, she's not 100% either at the minute. I do think some of it is to do with, as we get older, we get aches and pains, which, you know, I'm getting to that stage now where I'm starting to feel aches and pains. But I feel like some of it is to do with that, but I feel like some of it as well is something that it's an illness she's got. So I'm possibly getting what I've got, like arthritis, a form of arthritis or something in the joints. And I feel like this cold weather's coming because they're making me feel like my hands are starting to hurt and tighten. And so I'm going to put your mum on my healing list because I feel like she needs to have some healing and sent to her. Right. Right, I don't know why she's giving me this, but I have to give it to you. They give me, honestly, right? Do you understand why she's given me a little wooden box? I'm saying it's wood, right? It could be, no, it's wood. I feel, because I can feel it in my, I sense it. I feel like it is wood, but it's a little box, and I feel like there would have been something in this box.
Right.
If you don't understand this, it might be something that comes to you later on, or somebody else might know, but I need to give you this little wooden box, okay? It might be something from when you were a little girl and she had it. I don't know, but I feel like there's something about a little wooden box and I need to give you it.
Right.
Right. You getting a dog?
No. I've got one. I've got two.
I feel like there's a new dog coming. And I don't know if it's you then, it could be somebody around you, but I feel like there's been talk and there's possibly a new dog coming.
Right.
So again, remember I've said it. I don't know, I have to give you the dog. So there you go. Right. I'm presuming as well, just from how Grandad's making me feel at the minute, Grandad went quite a long time ago.
Yes.
Right. Because the reason I'm saying this is because he's sort of like, his energy's sort of like looking about and he's looking and thinking, what's she talking to? What's that thing there recording? Why is that telly like that? And I feel like it's all new to him, this. So
yeah,
I don't know if he's been through before, I'm not sure, but I just feel like he's looking about going, we didn't have one of these. And that Hoover, we didn't have an Hoover that plugged in. We had one of them carpet runner things. And I just feel like that's what he's doing. He's having a look about. But what I do feel for Grandad is, Grandad was a very hands-on man. And I feel like he was one of these blokes where if something went on his car, he'd do it himself. Because he's making me look out here where I live and there's cars parked. And he's drawn me to the cars and I feel like he wants to get under a bonnet, but he wants to do it his way rather than like they have them machines today, don't they, that they plug them into and they tell him, well, no, he doesn't like that, that's wrong. So he wants to get under and tinker, and I feel like that's what he used to do. He used to tinker quite a lot with possibly engines, and he was always in his shed, or he'd be doing something in the house. He wasn't the sort of man, especially in his, I'm going to say his younger days, he was always doing something. Even if it was something for somebody else, he would have to do something because he liked to be hands-on. But he was very old-fashioned, and he believed that the men went to work and the ladies stayed at home with the children and kept the house, and it was one of them. Not nasty, but in them days, that's how they did it. And I feel like that's what he's making me feel like. It's so random, the things they give me. It really is so random. But he has got a lovely energy about him. He has got a lovely energy about him. Now, I also know that somebody, I don't know who, but somebody has got something to do with Grandad, and it's some kind of badge or medal.
Yes.
Because I feel like I want to stick my chest out with pride, and I want to show that I've got these, and he's acknowledging it. So I need to give you that. It's very strange, this, because actually it's totally off your reading, but I was at my dad's last week, and I went down for the day, and we got my old boxes and stuff out, and there was my granddad's, my granddad's badges and a couple of medals and stuff in there, and there was even German badges and everything, and it was like brilliant. I love things like that anyway, but it was like, I said to my dad, I said, why has he got German ones? He said, because your granddad was an arsehole who couldn't make up his mind. So, but yeah, it was just, as I say, it's just nice sometimes to reminisce about things, and that's all he's doing. He's come through to reminisce that he knows somebody, or you, as you've confirmed, has got these, and is acknowledging them.
Yeah, because it was never ever claimed until recently.
Well, that's probably why then he's acknowledging it, because he's, I don't know, bless him. He just wanted to say. What else you giving me? Now I can hear a piece of music, and I feel like I'm going back a hell of a long time here, because in my mind's eye, they're very young, and he's wearing, I feel like it's some kind of dance, and he's got like a green, is it a green I'm seeing? I'm trying to see if I'm seeing green, like a greeny coloured like suit, so I'm presuming it could be a uniform. And I feel like Grandma, she's got like, would you know what I mean if I said a tea dress?
Yes, I know what you mean, yeah.
I feel Grandma's wearing a tea dress, and she's got court shoes on with a little heel, and they're dancing. But there's not just them, there's a few of them. So I feel like they've just given me a memory there for you of, in their younger days, they went to dances, and I feel like now they're back together, they're dancing now.
Oh, so lovely.
So that's what they've given me. I had to give it to you. I mean, Grandad's telling me he had 2 left feet, but he tried his best. But it was so lovely. I mean, you've probably seen movies and stuff yourself about that, you know, that era and the dancing and stuff, and it's so, I don't know, I just find it so nice to actually watch things like that as well. So that was a nice memory they gave me then. I was quite impressed with that one. But it's basically, it's just to say, yeah, they're back together, they're dancing, they're doing everything they need to be doing, they come round the family. I do feel like when it's Mum's turn, they'll be the ones that come and take her. Mum and Dad will come for her, definitely. Does Mum have a sibling in spirit?
No.
Right. Does Mum have a sibling that nobody spoke about in spirit?
Oh, yeah,
Right.
not that I'm aware of.
The only reason I'm asking is because there's a little energy around them. And I feel like they possibly lost a child. And in them days, it wasn't spoke about. And it wasn't mentioned. And there was even, sometimes I didn't even give certificates. It was just a case of, sounds awful, but get rid and move on. And I feel like they've lost a child a long, long time ago. And I feel like this child is with them.
Oh.
So I hope I don't cause upset by saying that.
Not.
But I just feel like that's why they've given me that energy, because it's to acknowledge that they've got a child with them, and the child, I do believe, is their child.
All right.
So yeah. Sometimes I don't like saying it because I feel like I could be opening a can of worms. I'm like that. Should I tell him? Should I tell him? But
well, yeah, because it's like you say, if it's something that they know,
yeah.
definitely.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're paying for a reading and you're wanting everything I get, so I'm not going to hold it back in that sense as well. And they obviously want you to know that. If they didn't, they wouldn't have shown me that. They wouldn't have given me that. So they want you to acknowledge that as well. So that's why I do it. Everything they give me, I give you. Apart from when I've had somebody through before and he started swearing. And he started, it was awful. And I ended up having to break the link and getting rid of the energy, because he was awful. Absolutely awful. He was effing and jeffing. He was calling them all the names under the sun. He was saying that he's every time I give them a reading, he's going to come through and he's going to do this and that. And I was like, no, I don't think you are, Flower. Ta-ra.
See you later.
But apparently, I found out from the people I give the reading to that this person, when he was on Earth plane, was a nasty piece of work. And he's very bitter. And obviously, when he's crossed over, he's still the same. He hasn't lost it. So, mad, isn't it? Mad. Right. Your first card. Do you know how I do this?
No, just recap. I think I have seen you on your when I've been watching your live.
Right.
So recap me.
Right. What I do is, I will read you the cards now, and obviously it's going to be on this reading for you. I'll read you the cards now, and then what I do is I send them to you in the order that I've read them through your inbox, so you've got copies as well.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
So your first card is Angel of Faith. I believe that your grandma and granddad have drawn you this card because I do feel like you've started to lose a bit of faith in something that's going on around you. Again, I'm going back to the beginning of the reading when I said about the Groundhog Day situation. But I also feel like you need to have more faith in yourself, because I feel like you doubt yourself, which everybody does. We all doubt ourselves, don't we? But I feel like with you doubt yourself, and you sometimes need that reassurance that it's everything's okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So basically, it's the case of have more faith in yourself and have more faith in what's going on around you, because things are going to improve.
Oh, hallelujah. Thank you.
Your next card, Angel of Encouragement. They've given you this card because it goes on from that one. You do need encouragement to move forward with things, but I feel like you also feel like you need people's approval to move forward rather than doing it off your own back. So I need to say to you from them, you don't need anybody's approval. You need to do what's best for you and what's best for your mind and your mental health, rather than holding back because you're frightened of offending somebody. If you've got a decision to make, or you've got to move forward in a situation that you're trying to cope with and deal with and move on from, and somebody isn't happy about it, it's their issue, not yours. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why they're giving you that card. They're there from spirit, encouraging you to move forward and to get on with your life, basically. Your next card, Angel of Beginnings. Angel of New Beginnings, should I say. I love that. It's a beautiful card, this. Really, really nice. Well, you'll see yourself when I send you it. It's really nice. I feel they've given you this card because the new beginning and then, or the new chapter, as we want to call it, I feel it's you. I feel you're gonna feel the encouragement from spirit and everything, and I feel you're gonna start to have more faith in the decisions you make, have more faith in yourself, and have more faith that situations around you can be resolved. And I feel it's gonna make you a stronger person, and I feel like this is your new beginning and it's a new chapter for you, and your strength is just going to grow and grow and grow. I also feel as though there's somebody around you who, the only way I can describe them is, all is not what it seems, right? And I feel you know this and you're seeing this yourself, but I feel like when that tie is cut, you're going to get a new beginning, because you're going to feel a sense of emotional freedom.
Right.
Does that make sense? That's fine. I'm going to stop this recording.